2,785 kilometres over 8 days. We're covering 3 states through the outback of Australia, ticking off iconic locations. Starting at Broken Hill and then into the Flinders Ranges, up the Birdsville track, back east to Betoota Pub, down to the Strzelecki track to Inaminka and back to Broken Hill. Birdsville marked the furthest point away, and after a rest day, we're now heading east to Betoota Pub and then south to Inaminka. No, well, I've never done sand like this.
Yeah, right, okay. Well,
first.
That's a hell of an education.
Yeah. 530 kilometres will make this the longest day so far, and the outback will present us with all its usual challenges. Corrugation, sand and developing storm clouds that might trap us in. However, I would need to hit strict fuel numbers to make the last kilometres within my fuel range. Morning.
Birdsville Lodge. It is 6:30 in the morning. It's day 6. We are heading to Inaminka, 530 kilometres, so it's actually longer than what it took to come up the Birdsville track to get here. We're going to stop at the Betoota Pub on the way through, top up the fuel there, and then it's about a 400k run down south from there.
Birdsville track is just up on the right, just down there. That's where we came out the other night, and we're now heading east for a few hundred kilometres, and then we'll head south. This officially makes it the halfway point, and we're now on the trip home. Birdsville Development Road. Follow this for a few hundred kilometres. A little nervous this morning, I have to admit, after everything that happened on the way here. Sure, a few miles will sort that out, but I think a little bit of nerves is not a bad thing. Alright. Let's do this on our way home. That, how stunning is that? Don't be a smart ass and run this way. Keep your distance.
And if you ever get the opportunity to watch an outback sunrise from the seat of a motorcycle, this is an experience that I will never forget.
This part of the road's in really good nick. I'll tell you what, the roads stay like this the whole way before they quit. See if you can guess what this little stretch of road is. Runway 23. There was a sign just back there that said overtaking opportunity in 5 kilometres. I was doing a little reading last night, and they're saying they've got a couple of parts of the road where they've made it bitumen, just so you could overtake. Whoa. I've got my stabilisers wound right up. I wanted to turn, and it wouldn't turn. tracks again. That was sort of what we saw on the Birdsville track. But it's kind of defined by just the soft gravel rather than hard packed mud. Still capable of throwing you off though, of course, if you get it wrong. So once you kind of pick a line, you just stick to it. So green. 8:15. 90 k's in. Pretty stunning. It's probably the best visibility we've had all morning. Betoota 71. You can see why George Miller had to move Mad Max Fury Road to Africa.
The Dreamtime Serpent artwork, located just before Betoota, is a powerful reminder of the ancient Aboriginal connection to this land. The serpent, created by local artists, represents one of the most significant beings in the Aboriginal methodology, the rainbow serpent, the creator of rivers, landscapes, and life itself.
Really is not much to it.
At Betoota, we're refueling, stocking up on fuel because there is nothing between there and Inaminka. Established in 1885, the pub was a watering hole for drovers moving cattle across the rugged route. For decades, it served as the heart of the Betoota community, a town that at its peak had a population of around 100 people. By the late 1990s, the town had officially lost its last resident, making Betoota Australia's last declared ghost town. But the pub remains, standing as a symbol of resilience in the outback spirit.
Right, here we go. That was the easy bit. Next bit's going to be a little more interesting.
We have 350 kilometres to cover from here, and with an average fuel burn of 4.5 litres per 100 k's and a 16 litre tank, that gives me a theoretical range of 355 kilometres. It's going to be close.
21.5 degrees, it's warmed up. Fleetwood Mac providing the soothing music.
The headwind and higher speed pushes the fuel burn up to 6 litres per 100 k's. Sometimes the variables make it almost impossible to predict an accurate fuel range.
Turn right in about 30 k's. That's where it gets a little more interesting again. We dropped only 10 k's off the speed, doing 90. Fuel economy's dropped back down to 4. Switching it off when we stop, even for a couple of minutes, because every drop counts. Now, did I mention that in Inaminka, where we're going to get our fuel, it shuts at 5:30 p.m. So there is actually a time that we need to be there by. 55 k's into the tank, 160 distance empty, but that doesn't really count at the moment. Almost now, I'm burning 5.1. I really want to keep that under 5. And finally, the sun is behind us. Fantastic. So yeah, again, just dropping that 10 k's off the speed makes a huge difference. Fuel burns at 4.4. It's pretty good. It's getting better. 222 k's to go. Because it's a long tank. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know what I just hit then. That was hard. I did not even see it. Must have been a rock. It still feels okay. Apart from my heart rate. Alright, my distance to empty is now greater than the distance to go. 197 to go, 198 distance to empty. See how it progresses over the next couple of hours. The road suddenly turned red. It's funny how it just switches. I don't want to even comment on the condition of the road so far. And I certainly don't want to comment on the fact that I looked up the weather. We have yet to experience any rain. There is some due to arrive, depending on which town we're looking at and what day. But that's the last I'm going to talk about it now. Yeah. 197, 181 to go. Little break for lunch. Music's still rolling. 24.5 degrees, 181 kilometers to go, 195 distance to empty, 13 k's left in the tank. I don't know why I hadn't done this before, but I just put the sunnies on. It's a lot better. Big long line. Camera probably can't pick it up, it's too far away, but see everyone sneaking around to the right. How about that? An intersection. Haven't seen one of those for hundreds of kilometres. South Australian border 3.75 kilometres.
It's just after midday and we're 2/3 of the way. 331 kilometres down, 181 kilometres to go. But what lay ahead was something that some riders love and other riders hate. Sand.
Just past the cattle grid, and the track is distinctively harder. Oh, on the outside of that corrugation. Bumpy. Hopefully it's just a little section like this rather than the next 180 k's being like this. The only thing that worries me is my drone sitting in a tank bag getting rattled to death. Sandy, sandy, sandy. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Just gonna slow the pace down a little bit. Whoa. Lost power for a second there. Don't know why. That was weird. What's next? What's next? Was Rob's little tip for me was, rather than looking down at what's now, but what's next, keeps you looking up ahead. It's actually not too bad, it's just really unsettling, the bike moving around, but it's not like sand, like it's sandy, but it's not like deep, it's quite, you know, surface level. So it's quite manageable. It's basically wherever it's dark, it seems to be a little more manageable. Whew. Did you notice the clouds? Wallow Shire. I hate it.
Tell me you were video when you're waving to the cow.
Hey?
You were video when you're waving to the cow. I don't know if he's videoing.
You gotta say hello. And they treat you nicely then.
Yeah. Warm, isn't it?
Yeah, it's warming up. These clouds are interesting. Since we started this sand section, but it feels like it's going on forever. Oh shit. That's hard work.
It's hard work physically, and it's hard work in your brain.
Yeah.
When I overtook you back there, I didn't want to, but sometimes when it gets a bit more loosey-goosey, it's just easier to just have a bit more ground speed.
Yeah.
And also, you know, when the front starts to get loose, and if I'm not gassing it, I'm just giving it a bit of throttle.
Weight on the rear.
Now, do you know what it does? Because your front wheel is like a caster on a shopping trolley.
Yep.
If the front wheel starts to tuck that way, as you accelerate, it'll make it straighten up. The physics of the suspension will make it straighten up.
Yep. All right.
Well, when you're ready, mate, in your own time.
Yep. Nah, let's get on with it.
You've been doing an awesome job. Someone who's not used to doing it.
No, well, I've never done sand like this.
Yeah, right, okay. Well,
It's first.
That's a hell of an education.
Yeah. All right.
It's all in your head, man.
Yeah.
Are you talking to yourself? Are you keeping your head up?
Huh?
Are you keeping your head up?
What's next?
All right.
Changed a bit now. It's big open fields again. Seems to have a bit less sandy. Uh, 93 k's left to go. Distance to empty 149. So should easily do that unless it plummets in the last little bit of the tank. We've done 246 so far, 22 degrees. It's cooled off a bit. You can see the clouds coming in. Still doing an average of 78 k's, and fuel sitting on an average of 4.1. That's the best fuel economy I've had all trip. Just last bit back there, I didn't have a chance to turn the camera on, but it's a lot of grooves again. But I keep thinking, well, at least it's daylight. I think it's 2:30 in the afternoon, so still doing good for time. 76 k's to go. Just very mindful of any of this being slippery. It looks like it's slippery in parts because it looks kind of damp, but it's not. It kind of looks worse than it is. Oh. K's to go, 121 on the distance to empty. Have a look at that. Whoa. How cool is that? Oh, fucking hell, that was hard. Oh, this is the optional way to the Digtree.
Alright, people that don't want to go to Digtree, follow Pardo, he'll take you in, but you won't be able to get your room keys till I get there.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, you know, I really enjoyed that. I felt comfortable. Feeling just a little bit fatigued.
Yeah, 100%, me too.
And if it's gnarly, it's sort of, that'll fit us well.
Yep. There's no way I'd make it on fuel anyway, so.
At just before 3 p.m, I was ready to head to the nearest pub. There was 27 kilometres to the South Australian border and 57 kilometres left to the Inaminka fuel station, and I had just about enough fuel left to get me there.
Welcome to South Australia again.
23 kilometres to go, and the higher speeds plummeted the distance to empty to match the remaining distance to cover. I was down to my final litre in my 16-litre tank.
The headwind isn't helping. Well, there we go, we made it. .35 litres. Easy. Shit it in.
Inaminka is one of Australia's most remote outback settlements, located on the banks of the Cooper Creek in far northeastern South Australia. Originally established in the late 1800s, it nearly disappeared in the mid-1900s, but has since re-established itself as a vital hub for travellers exploring the outback. Despite its isolated location, the Inaminka Hotel offers modern comforts, cosy rooms, and a hearty outback meals like, you guessed it, chicken schnitzel. But it was the cold drink at the bar that we loved the most. Tomorrow, with every other road closed, we just hoped that the rain that was already falling in Birdsville wouldn't head this way.